What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Emperor Atheist channel with your host, the Emperor Atheist. First of all, thanks to all my new subscribers, old subscribers. Thanks, everyone, for liking and sharing my videos. Got a few sniffles today. The particular subject of this video is the ineffectiveness of prayer. I know I've spoken about this in other videos before, but not really just straight out. But I think this should be revisited. I'm in a few groups on Google and other places. I'm in all type of groups on Facebook, other different internet forums, and I do a lot of back and forth sometimes with people in these groups. But I do more listening than anything. Theist versus atheist groups, all different types of groups, and man, just a lot of stuff that you hear. A lot of things that are presented are ridiculous. But the main thing I wanted to speak about mainly was prayer. Why does prayer not work? And I've spoken about this before in certain videos, and I showed links, American Heart Association, and different studies, peer-reviewed studies, and stats that were taken to show what tests were given, where prayers didn't work, studies with nuns. And I'm going to put all these links in the video link below. So everybody can go and look at these studies themselves. But, studies where people prayed and nothing happened. Basically, a lot of the experts just came. I mean, these have been studies that have been done over the years by different institutions. And basically, the experts just come back and say, prayer is ineffective. Matter of fact, there was a study done, I think in Brazil, and I have the link for it, where actually, this particular study showed where prayer actually hurt the patients when they found out people were praying for them. Go figure. But the thing about it, and this is the main thing I want to say. Do I think prayer works? Of course not. I don't even believe God exists. So that's by default. But just tackling this honestly, scientifically, spiritually, whatever terms you want to use, it will seem to me, besides these studies that have been done, because like I said, the studies, and I'm going to put a lot of these studies in the link, the studies have come back zilch for prayer. So as far as scientifically, and this is another topic I want to go on. I have a lot of trolls, which is a great thing because I love feeding the trolls. I have a lot of trolls that always hit me up, follow me in every video I make, and they always try to challenge me on different things. But I think this is important to talk about prayer and the ineffectiveness of prayer, because I seen in one group of person, I won't name the name, he made a post, and he was talking about, well, basically what he was saying, atheists and science is always talking about the ineffectiveness of prayer. He said, well, maybe God just don't want to God don't want to show his power because y'all are testing him, so-called biblically. Thou should not test this particular crazy God and all that. So basically what he was saying, he's making an excuse for his God that should be speaking for himself. He was saying that, well, God know y'all running these tests, and maybe he just don't want to be a participant, by default. He don't want to be a participant because y'all testing him. Okay, let's just use our practicality on that. Let's look at that from both ways. Maybe he has a point. But this is the thing about that. These tests and these particular things that are ran to see if prayer is effective or not. Let's just say that this particular deity says, okay, well, since man want to try me and see if my prayer really works, then when we pray for these patients who are really probably Christian, and the people who praying are real Christians, because most real Christians was using these tests, what I'm going to do is just forget Matthew and what the Bible says about anybody gathered in Jesus' name, and I'll just forget all of that. I'm just going to deny them to show humans that they shouldn't test me. Okay, let's just go so far to say this God just refuses to be a participant in a known study because, of course, he knows all things. He's omniscient. Well, how about this? How about people who pray all the time with no tests done? Nobody is watching. Nobody's keeping tab. Because honestly, to actually realize that prayer is ineffective, we actually don't need to run any tests. We don't need no studies from Harvard University. We need no studies from Johns Hopkins Hospital. No studies from anywhere, from Stanford, anywhere to know that prayer is ineffective. Why do you say that, Emperor Atheist? Well, all of the Christians, Muslims, whoever else you want to name around the world, they pray all the time. Pray for people not dying in hurricanes, tsunamis. These things happen all the time. Prayer is ineffective. It shows itself to be ineffective. And I want to make this point too. Just think about this for a minute. Insurance companies. Now, everybody knows this, whether you're theist, atheist, anti-theist, whatever you are. Everyone knows that insurance companies are about making money. Now, just think about this. If there was actual studies that could be done or something that could prove prayer in any type of way, because we know that insurance companies use what we call actuarial science or actuarial tables, which are called mortality tables. In other words, they use these particular tables and demographics to see how people live or how they eat. These demographics show different things. It shows death rates of people all the way down to ethnic groups, these mortality tables. Don't you think if Christians and whoever else believed in this particular Sky Daddy, yes, I call him Sky Daddy, anybody that actually prayed to this particular being and it actually worked, don't you think insurance companies would know this? They would understand this, and they definitely would charge atheists and agnostics and skeptics or people who didn't pray. They would charge us more because obviously we would be dying earlier. Obviously, prayers would help Christians or believers to live longer, but that's not the case. It is a known thing that people who pray compared to people who don't pray, the life expectancy rate is still the same. Car accidents, still the same. People who pray and people who don't pray still die the same alarming rates in car accidents, airplane crashes, murders, suicides. So obviously, just without any real test done, we can see that prayer is nothing and that is ineffective. But I'm still going to put these links in the video to show where the actual tests were done. But I just wanted to make this video to just say, okay, let's say God didn't participate in these particular studies done by man. But think about it. Ask yourself this question. Why wouldn't he want to participate? Wouldn't this be the greatest time for this particular God to show man, especially to show us atheists that we're stupid and that we were wrong and that, yes, I can do this. This will be the time for this God to shine, to really show out. But he doesn't. Instead, he just decides not to participate because he says, I don't want to do it because I know y'all are testing my skills. But like I said, we don't need to do these tests to show that prayer is nothing but a placebo, if it's even that. So a psychological placebo, to be honest. So think about this. Once again, insurance companies would be the main people to gain on this. If prayer actually worked for people who believed, then insurance companies surely would have these mortality tables and they would be able to tell this. But this is not the case. Life expectancy rates for everybody around the table is the same. So it doesn't matter if you believe in some God in the sky. It doesn't matter if you believe that the earth is flat. It doesn't matter if you believe that the earth is a globe. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you believe in aliens. It just doesn't matter. Your life expectancy is the same, and it's going to stay that way. You pray for something, I don't pray. We still get the same. We're going to get the same thing. We'll get the same results by me not praying and by you praying. It's going to be the same results. So I just wanted to make this video to particularly show that. And like I said, I'm going to put all the links in the video about all of these studies that were done. But I just wanted people to just ask yourself these questions. Why does prayer only work with Christians, with people, things that we don't see, that we can't see? Because that's the first defense from Christians. Well, I know prayer worked because it's happened in my life. Well, if that's the only way it works, then it's no good. And it goes against the Bible. So, I don't see why people can't see this and why people don't understand these things. But it is what it is. So I just wanted to make this video on that, just on prayer again, because I wanted to revisit that. Because I think that's important, man. I think that's a subject that we don't really talk about a lot. And then the reason I say where I think is important because a lot of times we say God or trying to prove God is impossible because, yeah, and I'm glad I wanted to get back to this point. And this is why I want to talk about prayer, something that we could actually test. Because most people and most theists, even atheists, say that God is unfalsifiable. And that's not really so. Because I've said in the past in certain ways, particular mythical beings may be unfalsifiable. But I think particularly the God of the Bible and the Quran, especially a God where its adherents have given it titles like omniscience, omnibenevolence, omnipotent. I think this particular God can be scientifically tested, especially a being that you claim that has created everything. We know intelligent design tries to say that this God, we see intelligent design and creation, and we just don't. What they call creation, and we don't. Intelligent design is pseudoscience, like creationism is pseudoscience. Young Earth creationism is definitely pseudoscience. Kent Hovind being the sensation of that, of course. And of those of you who missed the Aaron Ra debate on the Non Sequitur channel, man, go check it out. He destroyed Hovind. It's a no contest. He got straight to, I mean, just, it was ridiculous. I don't know what to say about it, but it was fun to watch. Then in the after show, I think G-Man came and joined in. I won't even speak on that. Y'all just go watch it. It was crazy. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to make this particular video. Shout out to Godless Cranium, Prophet Azard, and all of my other fellow atheist skeptic YouTubers that are still doing their thing, Godless Engineer, fighting against this irrational thing called theism. And I want to make another point, man. All you theists is always ad hominem us, and I like to ad hominem some of you too just for fun. But we don't hate God. We're not mesotheists. We don't hate God. You know, if y'all always making videos and talking about my God, y'all hate God. No. Let's correct this for the, I don't know, millionth time. Atheists, we as atheists and agnostics, and maybe I can speak for all, we do not hate God because we don't even think this God exists. We don't have any emotional ties to your imaginary God. We are anti-theists. We are atheists. That's it. We're non-believers. We're not mesotheists. To be a mesotheist, you have to actually believe that a deity exists. Or to be a disotheist, you have to actually believe that a God exists to have feelings towards him. We don't have these feelings towards a being that we just don't believe in at all. So please stop saying we hate God, because we don't hate God. We don't really care about your God. What we do care about, normalizing atheism. And we care about religion not being in our schools. And we care about pseudoscience, like creationism, not being taught to our students. And we care about religious organizations not being politicized and being backed by government. That's really what we care about. We don't want your 10 Commandments on our courthouse steps. That's what we care about. We don't really give a damn about your imaginary friend and things that you believe in. We debate you because it's fun. And number one reason why we debate you, well, because it's fun. But we also debate you so we can change other people's minds who listen to these debates, who may be at a crossroads, who was maybe just like us at one point, who actually believed in this nonsense. A free mind is probably one of the best feelings you can have in life. That's probably better than being rich. Have your mind freed of garbage and freed of pollution and restraints to crazy beliefs. That's a beautiful feeling, to be free at mind, free at heart. So that's really why we do it. We don't hate your God. We don't hate your God. We don't even hate you. We actually have some type of remorse for you in the way you think. People always mention to me, and they talk about G-Man to me, and me and G-Man had our little debate a while ago. But I have no ill feelings toward people like G-Man. I understand. I actually have a sense of empathy for G-Man, honestly. I think he's sincere. That's why I have empathy for G-Man. I have none for people like Ken Hovind, because I think Ken Hovind is a real snake oil salesman. I think he purposely does this to get money. He tricks people with this bullshit teaching. And he's doing well. He's doing good with it. But people like G-Man, I think he's sincere, and I think he needs help, and he needs to be guided towards it. There's a lot of people like G-Man, and there's a lot of people like Ken Hovind, who happens to be the leader of these flocks, who are leading people down the wrong path and teaching bad science. So there's a difference. There's a difference. And that's particularly what it is. It is what it is. So once again, man, I'm going to put all the links to this particular video on the prayer and why it's not working. Even those who say that this God just don't want to participate, it's still, like I say, without any tests, like without us running any particular test on the ineffectiveness of prayer, we don't have to run any tests on it. We can still see that prayer doesn't work just by recognizing believers, just by seeing believers and seeing what they pray for every day not coming to fruition. So, you know, like they say, you know, it's in there. I mean, it is what it is. You know, the facts are facts. So once again, thanks for watching my video. Thanks for liking and sharing. I'm Atheist. I'm out. Peace.